Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be updating my most recent tier list based on the most recent patch notes. So let's start off with Ying. Ying I have moved up just because I think she is currently meta. Her now having smoke grenades and her LMG being a beast, plus 3 damage, that's insane, is just crazy to think. She can deal with so many Jaeger ADSs. She can literally do anything by herself. She doesn't need any team play, and she is just a beast and is currently meta. Oryx I moved down to C just because I don't think he is as good as I maybe thought. I think he's more of a fun operator rather than a actual useful operator. Yeah, he's probably the best counter against Montaigne, but that is just very situational. Similar to Warden. Warden being very situational for there to actually be a smoke, for there to actually be a flash. Similar to Oryx, you need there to be Montaigne for you to actually be useful. Yes, you could make the argument that he can go up hatches, but you could be across the map and you can hear Oryx jump up the hatch and he is very vulnerable. Nonetheless, his loadout is really good for him being a 2-speed, and all around he is a fun operator. Next up is Janna, who I moved down to C+. I don't think she is as good as we maybe thought. She is still very powerful. She has a very high skill ceiling, and maybe my opinion on her will change as I maybe get better with her. But I think overall, she's not really what you activate her decoy. You can hear that across the map, and I think you are literally simply better off droning. You know how you could maybe drone out a player? They don't exactly know that there is a drone watching them. You can then make a play off of that. Whereas with Janna, you have this massive sound effect. They now know that you're using a decoy. They're instantly going to shoot it and you can't gain any intel. Whereas with just a tiny drone, you can maybe sneak around, find out where a play is and attack based on what you've droned out. Obviously Janna does have two drones as well as any other operator. I don't know, man, maybe my opinion will change. Next up is I moved Maru up 1 tier. I think her fragging capability is what made me move her up 1 tier. Yes, she might not have the best gadget in the world, but simply because of her fragging capability, I have moved Maru up 1 tier. Kali I have brought down to D+ from C. I have done this because I think her loadout is very lackluster. There's not enough going for her. I think if she had Clashes SMG as her secondary, I think maybe she would be able to support herself just a tad more, and that would make her better. But only really having the sniper for every single type of gunfight is not necessarily the best option. I moved Galaz all the way down to the bottom tier just because I think now that Ying is up there, that's also brought Warden up, and Galaz already not being that good, and then also having a Warden on top of that has just brought Galaz all the way down to the bottom. Galaz overall has just been really bad since his rework, but I think it's for the greater good. I think it is good that Galaz is down here because he did kinda used to be OP, but I think similar to Warden, he literally has to stand still for his gadget to work, and when you are attacking, obviously you do need to swing angles, you do need to peek, and having to just stand still isn't obviously the best option. Which, you know, brings me to Warden, which I have moved up 1 tier. Just simply the fact that Ying was buffed, that's also brought Warden into meta slightly, and you know, as these other operators become meta, Warden, well, their counters will also become meta too. So who knows, when Ying is nerfed again or nerfed even more, or comes out of meta, Warden will also come out of meta too. The next one is Gayo. I've moved Gayo down to C+ from B+, so that's quite a few tiers, simply just because he now has 2 Gayo shields and his shotgun was severely nerfed. This may be for the greater good for Pro League, but in terms of rank, he's not seen all too much now. Yes, his loadout is very good for him being a 2-speed operator, but now only having 2 shields, which probably will get destroyed by Ash, Zowie, etc. You probably won't see any plays from his Gayo shields anymore. So I think he's moved down. Knock, I've moved up to B from C+, simply just because I have grown to love her and I think she doesn't get the love she deserves. I used to always think if I saw a Knock on the team they were throwing, but now I can rely on the teammates that play Knock. She's sneaky, she's able to frag grenades. She has everything you could ask for. You know, you want to play Ash, you want to be sneaky, you just want to crouch walk and frag. Why not play Knock? Knock can use her ability, stand up and literally just walk and make no sound, which is good. She's a very good fragger, she's a very good lone wolf operator, and I have just grown to love her, so I've moved her up 1 tier. Twitch I have brought down to C+ from B+, just because of the changes that have been made to her. Her gun isn't as powerful, nothing has changed, it's just the recoil is a lot harder. It's harder than what Bucks ever used to be, and now her Twitch drone being slightly different has obviously brought her down, because before you could do 10 damage to an operator. It now only being 1 may seem like a very small change, but think before you could get an operator down to 80, 70 health, which made a massive impact. You know, it may not seem like it, but it sure did make a massive impact on how the round was played out. Montaigne I have moved up to B+ from B, simply just because he is unstoppable. Think of Clubhouse, Garage or Garage. The catwalk is very hard to get control of. You either have to play Capital or Montaigne. They may bring Wamai, so now you're left with Montaigne. He's a walking shield, he's unstoppable. Being able to just walk up the stairs, get control of Garage is crazy, and he's just a god. So I think he does deserve to be higher on the list. Jaeger I've moved down to A+ from S tier. Yes, he's a still very good operator. I just simply think now he is a 2-speed, he isn't able to place down all his gadgets, run away, do what he likes. Him now being a 2-speed, he now has to place down all his gadgets, run away, and then he really has to think about where he's going to play, because he's a 2-speed. He can't just run around the map, he's going to make noise. So I think the core fact that he's not able to just run around the map after placing his ADSs has changed him for the greater good. You know, I hated it at first, but Jaeger now being a 2-speed, I've kind of grown to love. Maybe his ADSs are still a problem though, so maybe something about his ADSs could still be changed, but that's Jaeger down at A+. Buck I have moved down to A+ from S tier, simply because he doesn't have frag grenades anymore. He still does have skeleton keys, of course, but now because he used to be able to deal with everything. He could deal with destruction, he could deal with vertical play, he could deal with maestro cams, he could deal with anything. Now him not being able to just deal with anything has brought him down 1 tier. Obviously these changes are probably for the greater good as much as we may hate it, but yeah, him being able to not do everything on the table has brought him down 1 tier. Maverick I have moved up to S from A+, simply because he's a 3-speed, he has grenades, and he has a very powerful machine gun, or I should say assault rifle. I guess you could say Maverick has ever so slightly replaced Buck in terms of doing everything on the table apart from vertical play, but I think having a Buck and a Maverick is a very good combo. And for the final change, which was probably the most difficult Y5S1, and I'm still not sure if I agree with this change, which is Elysian down to A from A+. Maybe he is still powerful, but ever since these changes, I haven't seen him all too much, to be honest. Him now not being able to see his Gumand through walls is a very big change. He could chuck it across the map and he would be able to tell when it's being set off. Not only that, when it got shot, you knew someone was in the area for them to be able to destroy it. So I think now, not being able to see it through the walls, not knowing that someone is nearby, the attackers are more likely to be able to make a play from stepping on a Guman, rather than before it was literally a death trap. And obviously you don't take any initial damage anymore, so the second you step on it you can take it out and there would be no effect. You also cannot die from it anymore. I believe you can get down to just 1 HP and it can still go on and won't kill you. I believe that's a thing. But yeah, let me know if you agree with this tier list. I may look back on this in a couple weeks time and think to myself, what the hell was I thinking? Who knows though, these are just my first thoughts based on the most recent patches and the kind of current meta. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. Let me know in the comments down below. Who would you place where? Who should I replace? Where should I put them? And yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you all for the support recently and goodbye.